Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Haz'el Inspirations. I'm Leah, your host, and I have my beautiful friend Amber with me again. Amber, she's probably been busy since the last time we spoke. I have to catch up with her, but she's going to finish highlighting with me about the importance of having a doula in your life, especially those first time moms that do not know what to expect, and for those dads that, are eager for that football player or that princess to come out, that, they want to be encouraging to their spouse or uh, whatever role that the mom plays in his life. But he also wants to know how to be supportive. And I think that, the role of a doula is an essential role for everyone that is unfamiliar with it. So I want you all to pay attention because this is very important. Um, a doula is an essential person that can be found throughout the United States. Correct, Amber?
Yes, there's doulas all across the country and
Okay. All
international
right.
as
So
well. Mhm.
internet. I didn't know they were international too. Okay. All right. So we're gonna have you finish highlighting from me about your role and the importance of, you know, even if you're unable to have a doula personnel in your life, um it's probably good just to get some, not I don't want to say medical advice. It's probably good just to get some advice from you, and then, later on let them determine. I know you're working with a lot of the hospitals and things, so I'm glad. But why don't you start by introducing yourself again? Let everyone know how they can contact you, and then I want you to highlight your role. I want you to let us know for those new moms that are unsure about what a doula's role is.
Sure.
So
So
thank you, Amber.
thank you for having me. So hi everyone, my name is Amber Mole. I am a birth and postpartum doula based in the greater Philadelphia area. I can be reached through my email at the doula cheerleader or the doula cheerleader at gmail.com, through my website, the doula cheerleader.com, or through social media platforms at the doula cheerleader. So, in my role, I'm a non medical professional. I provide physical, emotional, and educational support to families throughout their prenatal experience and labor and delivery, and also postpartum. Um, and with that, I like to say that not every family needs a doula. There are families who decide to birth alone, and it's their experience, it's their choice. I know for my parents, they said their birth with myself and my brothers was a sacred experience between the two of them, and that was their decision. But for other families who decide to have a doula, it's been scientifically proven that having someone in the room who is solely focused on the well-being of mom and baby and the family can help increase positive birth outcomes. So we're there to really mother the mothers, to support the mothers, to support the support system, to uplift them in that space. And because there are a lot of emotions throughout the experience. And we're not there to replace anyone. We're an extension of the family and an extension of the support team. So we are solely there to just be there for them. Again, providing that continuous physical support, because it can be a lengthy process for some. For others, it's pretty short. But yeah, so that truly is my role. And today I just wanted to talk about how to find a doula, how to get in contact with one. Because we are in a technological age, you can find doulas on social media, you can find them online. If you type in doulas in my area, you'll be mapped to some who will automatically pop up. We have directories like doulamatch.com or the Black Doula Directory. And there's a lot of other parenting groups, Facebook groups, neighborhood specific groups. If you know anyone who has used a doula, you can always reach out to them and get a referral. But
Yes.
we are here. We are happy to serve. There's multiple ways to get in contact with us. Some doulas are connected with the local hospitals. Some agencies are connected with the local hospitals. So if you are someone who maybe does not have a support system, or you would like some additional support that maybe your support system cannot provide, that is where we are here to step into that space and to support the entire team. But again, our focus being truly on mom and baby and their well-being, and working with the support system to uplift you in that space and to make sure that you are all covered and well taken care of.
Right. Yes. And you know what? One thing I wanted to ask you, and this is just for everyone that is listening, what is this process from the time that a doula is notified to the time that you interact with the family or the expecting mom?
So I can speak for myself. When I'm mapped with a family, whether it's like a referral, someone has presented to me, whether the family has reached out to me directly, or if it's through an agency, I try to respond within the first 48 hours, no longer than a week, getting back to them right away to introduce myself, to share my Calendly link so we can do a consult or hop on the phone for a quick intake conversation just to get some more background on where they are in their pregnancy, or if they're postpartum, just where they are, what their needs and goals are, and how I can best service them. So that truly is my turnaround time. I have had some moms where maybe we've engaged early on in, like, say, their second trimester. So it's more so kind of getting to know them, getting to know me, making sure we are a good fit for each other. I work with backup doula, so I love to make sure there's at least a touch point between the family and the backup doula in the event that I'm not able to attend the service. So they're not getting some stranger just walking in. They have some sort of familiarity. In time too, if they feel like that backup doula might not be a match for them, that they have time for me to bring in someone else who might be a better fit.
Okay. You know what? I like that concept, for a better fit, because everyone has their preference, or, but I'm gonna be honest with our listeners that you have a creativity about yourself. And you and I spoke in length a while ago, and I told you that, you know what, I would, if I was younger and if I was going through that transition period now, I would really love to have you by my side.
Thank you.
You have that warmth about you that makes me, giving birth to a child, feel comfortable. And I know that you have that planted seed in you that will just continue to grow, and it will branch off, and people will see those beautiful leaves and those beautiful, flowers, and they're blooming out of you, and they want to gravitate to you and have you with them. But I told you the attachment is the hardest part, because let's say you're with this mom for 9 months. I don't know how they let you go.
It can be difficult.
Because I would have a trouble. I would be calling you even after birth. I'd be like, okay, Amber, what do I do? The baby's not latching on. What I do, I'm feeling, I don't feel like myself. Can you come over and just hold my hand? And you probably would.
It can be difficult, especially since I am a birth and postpartum doula. So I'm with some of my families, I'm with them from the very kind of beginning, early stages, well into baby being up to about 3 months. For some, I've been with them a little bit longer. So it's really dependent, but it can be a little difficult. I do have one family right now I've been working with. And I think she mentioned, like, maybe on one of like our local Facebook pages, people were asking for doulas, and she was just like, I'm just not ready to let go of you yet.
They have to share you. They have to share you. We got it. Well, I don't know if we can clone you now. I don't know how much that's going to cost me, but I would love to clone you. So I can branch you out to California and Alaska and all those other places that people are, need support. But unfortunately, I can't clone you. But I do know that you do visits by Zoom, right?
Yeah, so I
If you
do
can't do it
in-person visits, but I also do offer virtual support as well. And I also do
virtual,
say, like, I do
okay.
travel. Of course, that does impact the price, and I do understand that can be um kind of a hardship, right? Like, birth is expensive,
Right.
children are expensive, life right now, inflation is ridiculous. But I do offer virtual support with the same quality of care as if I were in person.
Okay. Now, for those that did not catch the first episode of this, just briefly tell us a little bit about yourself again.
Sure. So again, my name is Amber Mole, born and raised in Philadelphia. I have a background in accounting and business management. That's what I went to school for, graduated in 2018. Last June 2023 is when I started my doula journey. I've trained with Donor International in both birth and postpartum, and will be certifying this year. I've also trained with Coco Life Black, an amazing organization, nonprofit. They're based in Philly. They train doulas all across the country. And in addition to those amazing organizations, I'm an independent contractor for the Maternity Care Coalition, an Earth at Doula ambassador. And I, again, have my private practice, the Doula Cheerleader.
That's right. You are a beautiful young lady.
Thank
beautiful
you.
Young lady. Your parents, I know they patting themselves on the back. I did it. And it's funny because that wasn't your drive. That wasn't your inspiration at first.
No.
To be a doula.
I didn't even know what doulas were, to be honest. It's interesting. Everyone asks me, like, how did you go from accounting to doula work? And before that, it was, how did you get from dancing in high school to accounting in college? So I feel like every step I've taken has just led me into my purpose. But for me, it truly was in high school, sex ed, watching the birth of a baby. I pretty much have been doulaing virtually ever since. I just never knew what doulas were.
So wonderful.
Yeah, after seeing that birth video, anytime like a birth video pops up on my timeline, I could sit and scroll for hours. Humans, animals, whoever. I'm celebrating. I'm excited. I need to see all the details if they feel comfortable to share. So once I found out what a doula was, I was like, oh, I've always been doing this. It's just now I'm able to actually serve in person or virtually, if you will.
I think this, though, I think this is your path. And I hope that where's your journey at in the future? At the last time, where are you going in the future with this?
So right now I'm working towards certification with, again, Donor International, Coco Life Black, and Pennsylvania, the state board. I'm working towards my doula certification through those organizations. Next year, I will be working towards lactation consultation. I was a Black Breastfeeding Week 2024 scholar, so that is something I'm very excited to do. Thankfully, just through connections that I've had in this amazing community, they're so welcoming. I'm participating in a pilot program with a local organization next year. So just really serving wherever I can. And I'm grateful that I've been blessed to have, again, the private clients, the independent contractor clients. I've been able to do some volunteer work through a church organization. So I just feel like wherever I'm being led, I'm trying to be open to the process and just follow.
Yes. Don't ever lose that passion. Don't ever lose that dream, because you will accomplish it. And I want to know that your flyer is up on our website at hazelinspirations.com. So if they need to contact you, your information is on there. And I want them to take advantage of this. I mean, you can be the grandmother, you can be the aunt, you can be the uncle. If you feel so that, your loved one benefit from this inspirational young lady in their life, or any doula in their life, Take advantage of it. I mean, although people say, well, babies, you can have a baby anytime. That's not necessarily true. Babies are, they're delicate.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to be nurtured the same way that anybody else needs to be nurtured. And sometimes mom needs a little extra nurturing when she's carrying a baby. So like I said, I really wish that this had been a service that was offered to me when I was having my children. Unfortunately, it wasn't. I'm very proud to say that now the hospitals are connecting with the doula and making that a service to making it an awareness, because we didn't have that awareness. I mean, they were quick to offer you a condom and birth control, but they didn't offer you any other thing. Okay, well, if you get pregnant, you're on your own. No one's on their own now. Now we have a service that can help you through this journey. Just like service to help individuals through their cancer journey. Now we have a service to help a mom through her journey. And that's very important, because in order for the baby to be healthy, mom has to be healthy, right?
Right.
Yeah. And you do an excellent job of that. I have a warm, compassionate heart.
Thank you.
And I want you to stay like that, because when I follow back up with you in about 6 months to a year, when you get that lactation, certification, that degree and everything, I mean, I want our viewers and I want our listeners, I want them to share their stories as well, because you have impacted a lot of women, a lot of families, a lot of men. Oh, we didn't talk about that. What do you do for the husbands? What do you do for the men? Let's highlight that again.
Yes, would love to. Because often too, I feel like sometimes we forget about our men, and they are very important.
Yes, they are.
So as a doula, especially in the consults, if I meet a family and I know that there is a partner, maybe they're not able to join, I always offer the opportunity to have that conversation. Because oftentimes when families are coming to me in the consult, it's the interview. It's to see if we're both a good fit for each other. And if you do have that partner who's with you in this journey, want to make sure that it's a good fit for the entire group.
Right.
So my support is in those prenatal visits with the family, making sure that everyone feels comfortable with whatever the birth plan may be, or preferences, goals that the family may have, and how they're able to support, recognizing that in labor and delivery, things can change. Again, there's a lot of emotions. Maybe mom said, or the birth person said in the beginning, I want to try all these comfort measures and positions. And then we get there and she's like, don't touch me. I don't want to try. I'm comfortable right here. Then we respect that. We honor that. And I've seen both sides of it, and it's okay. But just navigating like, okay, well, what we thought going in has now changed. How do we move? It's been nice too. I had one induction that was a little long. I want to say it was I was there maybe 21 hours or so from start to finish. And there were times where the partner needed to step out, whether it was to go grab food, or just a mental break or whatever he needed in that space. Just time to replenish, so that way he could be on his A game while he was supporting mom in that space. And having me there was nice to know that she's not alone. There's someone here for her. If I need to come back for any reason, I have someone that can let me know immediately. So again, just working together. And then there were moments of the birthing experience that were just a little bit too emotional for him, seeing someone that you love in pain. And maybe it's not like excruciating pain, but it's a different pain that you haven't seen them endure. So just the comfort and explaining what was going on, and she's all right, she's breathing through it, she's powering through, she's okay. It's just a part of the emotions of birth. So in labor and delivery, I'm able to kind of support in that regard. It's, again, making sure mom and baby are well, but also that the support person is doing well as well. That we're both able to take care of ourselves. That way we can give the best support to mom. And then in postpartum, it's navigating, how are you both doing? Again, when you're sleep, my mom always says, when you don't sleep, you can't cope. Like if you're sleep deprived, you cannot cope. So sometimes when you ask people, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? The first answer is good, great. Things went well. They're cheering. You're getting all the positives. But when you have that support person there, be it the birthing person or the partner, you can get that accountability, those real answers. Like, actually, no, you didn't. It wasn't good. Baby didn't sleep through the night. You couldn't sleep. You had to go to work the next day. Or maybe it's the reverse. Remember, you were struggling with lactation and it was frustrating for you. So kind of able to get those like real in-depth, truthful answers that I won't see while I'm not there, and then being able to troubleshoot with the family. All right, well, what's the game plan for tonight? How can I best serve in this space for both of you? So that you both feel supported. And then beyond me, there are support groups that are targeted for birthing, pregnant people, mothers, for fathers, for support persons, guardians. I mean, there's a ton of resources out there, especially on the local level. So I also love to point to those organizations who are already doing the work. Even if it's just the hospital, sometimes the hospitals have these great programming designed for the families.
Yes.
Before birth and after birth, just making sure that they're always connected and that they know they have options, whether they decide to utilize them or not.
Oh my good. Now, Amber, I want to ask you and I hope this is not too personal, but you're giving so much support to so many people throughout your week, throughout the month, throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you maintain your sanity? How do you maintain your intellectual self to be positive for other people?
Sure. So because I have my own private practice, in addition to some of the volunteer work and independent contractor work I do, I'm very protective of my calendar. I feel like that was something in corporate that I tried to do but couldn't really achieve, just because I'm working for someone. There's an expectation. It's just the nature of the job, and if we have a meeting, we have a meeting. But now I have time where, okay, like, I'm maybe Monday is my day to kind of reset, recharge, and get ready for the week. I don't take consultations on Mondays. I can meet Tuesday through Friday, maybe even a Saturday, but I do not consult on Monday. Sunday, I do try to leave that as a day for just rest and restoration. I go to church in the morning, or at least tune into the message. Every once in a while, you'll find me at a community event on a Sunday, but I try not to take any client visits on Sunday unless it's like a 911 emergency, or if it's an overnight postpartum where it's like, okay, I had my day, I got my rest and restoration, I took a nap in between, I'm working from the night to the morning, and that starts off my work week. And then throughout the week, I do group therapy. I am an Earth App ambassador. As a resource to us from the ambassadorship, they offer group therapy to us virtually from my region. So I do tune into that twice a month. It's been amazing. Absolutely love it.
Okay. So now for me, my relaxation is I do meditation.
Okay.
So I am actually a little bit like yourself, whereas though I try to foretell my calendar to a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. Anything after that, I need a little bit of downtime in between if I'm going to do something extra that day.
Yes.
But sometimes rejuvenating yourself after a strenuous day can be a down pit for you. And some people don't know how to handle stress. Some people don't know how to develop their coping skills. And I think if we learn that earlier in life, and if we practice it, like yourself, you knew what the challenges was, and you said, no, we're going to get some organization here, because you know what? How can I support somebody else if I'm not feeling 100%?
Correct.
So I need to be at my best in order to show them and to be there for them. Because the first thing that I'm going to be honest with you, people can kind of sense when you're not at your best, and you're not giving them the attention that they need. They really can. If I was to see you, Amber, and you didn't smile and you were upset or something, I would know this. This is not Amber. Amber always smiles. Amber's always rejuvenated. So I can tell the difference. Or if I see that, you're tired or you're drinking more coffee, it's classical signs that you can tell when somebody is facing burnout. And I applaud you for that, for having that mindset where so you know how to turn it off and turn it on, and you know how to do me time. A lot of people don't know how to do me time.
I love me time. And even like after a birth, I will say I am grateful that I've had amazing mentors before I even started seeing clients, just amazing mentors that pushed burnout proof plans, that push self-care and self-wellness. After birth, I will take off the next 24 hours. I will clear my schedule.
Okay.
And I rest. Even if I can't. It's funny.
That's wonderful.
I'm so used to waking up at a certain time that it might not even matter, but I'll give myself that day to just, if I need to just stay in bed, stay in bed. If I just need to be by the bed, but I have that day to just replenish.
Yeah, because in healthcare, and I'm quite sure you've seen this, in healthcare, there's so much burnout, but then it becomes a mental health issue. Whereas though we are trying to compensate and try to fix an issue that some people think that we have to turn to medication for, when sometimes all you have to do is just take a step back and analyze your situation and realize that I need to change somewhere, because this is not something that I want to continue to do. This is not something that is healthy for me. And it's funny, like I said, for you to have that mindset and realize that, and here people are in their 40s and 50s and are so burnt out. I mean, you can even tell by the way that they dress. They half dress, they come to work, and it's like I'm here. I showed up. But you're not physically. You're physically here, but you're not mentally here. So how can you be productive at what you're doing? So when it comes to childbirth, you really have to be able to identify if there's something going wrong with that mom. So I know that you're on your P's and Q's, and I know that you are identifying if mom is in distress, if baby's in any type of distress. You're going to make sure she gets the resources she needs. And I applaud you for that. So thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all your networking that you do, connecting those moms and bringing those beautiful princesses and those prince into the world, and making sure that have you ever had twins? I'm going to ask you that.
So I've not attended a birth where the family delivered twins, but I have supported twins with overnight support.
Okay. I was going to ask you, how was that experience? But I think one is enough. But I want to bring you back, and I wanted to see how you're doing. I want to see what else is out there. I know we had discussed that how we're trying to get doulas approved by insurance companies, some of them too. So yes. I know that's we got to work with the lawmakers and making sure that that's happening. And I can tell you right now, if that gets approved, you're gonna be busy. I'm not going to be able to see you. I'm going to have to get on your calendar.
Yeah, I know through the Momnibus Act, Medicaid coverage for doulas, I actually believe that was passed. But again, there's a process of the doulas who are now certified under the state and able to be compensated. They have to apply for each individual MCO. They all have their own different requirements. So I know that process can take some time. I actually just met another doula, I believe in upstate Pennsylvania, who it seemed like she was kind of in the final stages with one. So very excited for her, and just hope that brings her great business and she's just able to serve in a better capacity. But I am hoping that the more doulas who do this, the easier these processes become. So that way people can get the support that they need without the hassle.
Yes.
And not even just in Pennsylvania, but like throughout the country. Because again, it's every MCO is going to have their own, or insurance company will have their own process and requirements and state. So I'm hoping that with time, it'll just be kind of a streamlined process for all of us.
Well, you have my vote. If there's anything that Haz'el Inspirations can do, myself and Lamont, you have our support. You have our support from the other guest presenters that have been here on our podcast. You have our support. We will fight the battle with you, because this is for good. This is an excellent, way of keeping families together, but it's also a way of networking and letting people, and it's an awareness. So
yes,
you have our support.
Thank you.
Okay. Give your information one more time before we go to closing.
Yes. So again, Amber Mole, or AKA the Doula Cheerleader. I can be found on my website, thedoulacheerleader.com, on social medias at the Doula Cheerleader, and through my Gmail account, it's thedoulacheerleader@gmail.com. So I look forward to connecting with new families, or even new inspiring doulas.
Yes, and again, they will see this information. We'll have your information posted. It's up on our website, and it will, even if they have to reach out to us, we'll connect them with you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Amber. I want to see you back in a couple of months. Okay. I want to check in.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.